Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to some more Rome Total War action through the CCL. We're going to keep doing some more battles. I'm going to try to get pretty much all the replays that were uploaded. By now, as many of you know, the CCL first cycle is over. We already have all the results by now. You can check them out on the TWCC forum. All the links are posted down below and the information of the video. But nonetheless, we're going to do the replays just for the sake of doing them. We want to actually see how the games went down. So we're going to keep doing them. I know I was away for a few weeks because I was doing some real life stuff. But now we're back on track and we'll keep doing some more games. So let's get back to it. I'm back on my laptop, so please excuse the lag that we're gonna have in some of these videos. As you know, laptops cannot handle video games, and let alone video encoding very well. So just bear with me, please. I'll do my best. So today we're gonna look at a Division A game. We have two replays for today's show, and we have Zeke from the HoS clan facing Immortal from the AoES clan. I believe this belongs to either week 2 or week 3. It's an old battle from the first week of the CCL, but I think I'll just do it that way. I'll just do it chronologically, so we move forward with some kind of order in these videos. It's Armenia versus Macedon, and we got Zeke in command of Armenia first. Let's look at the armies. We got 6 cataphracts with 5 upgrades each. Actually, that's 6. Yeah, that's 6 cataphracts, 5 upgrades each. Then we got 2 heavy spearmen, gold, 6 archers, gold. We got a peltist unit right up there in the front with no upgrades. And of course the skirmish units, 2 HoS archers, gold for Zeke. Now let's look at Immortal's army with Macedon. He's got a peasant unit which he is throwing right at the HoS archers just to kind of fend them off, just shoulder them away. Then we have 5 royal pikes with minimal upgrades. They have only 1 upgrade and one of them has no upgrades. Then 6 archers which are gold. 6 companion cav with 5 or 6 upgrades. Those are 5 upgrades for the companions. And then 2 Greek cav with 5 upgrades as well. The other one has 6 upgrades. Anyways, let's get into this battle. We know, of course, that Armenia has this skirmish advantage. We have 8 archers for Armenia against the 6 archers for Macedon. And I think I mentioned this in one of the other replays that I did that was also one of these matchups. And basically, Macedon has a couple ways to deal with the skirmish from Armenia. One way is to bring 8 archers of his own, so that would be 6 regular archers plus 2 cretans, or just 4 and 4, or whatever you like. The other way is to bring light cav, and the ideal cavalry to deal with HoS archers is Greek cav, because Greek cav has better melee stats than light lancers. Light lancers have a greater charge, so I mean it is a greater bonus when you actually hit the enemy, when you get the charge in. But that doesn't happen very often against cavalry, against HoS archers, because they're faster and they're in skirmish most of the time, so you very rarely catch them, especially in a wide open map like this. We have spectators, so the map gets bigger, so your chances of catching the HoS archers are reduced. And therefore you have to bring Greek cav, because you're gonna rely more on the melee fight against these units than on the initial charge. We see that Immortal is chasing them in loose formation, which is a good thing, but he's just not being able to catch them. Now, I have to note this, Zeke's cavalry, or the HoS archers, they have 6 upgrades, or 5 or 6, I can't tell. I think it's 6 upgrades on each of those HoS archers. And that is something, I mean, it's not unusual, you see it often, but most of the time they just bring the 3 attack upgrades. The reason why I'm mentioning this is because the fact that these 2 units have 6 upgrades, which are gold, that means they could actually engage hand to hand with this Greek cav once their numbers go down and actually beat them. That's something you cannot do very well when you only have your 3 attack upgrades on the HoS archers. But when you have them gold, you can actually engage in melee. Probably not with a full fresh unit of Greek Cav, but once you win them a little bit, and once you get their numbers down a little bit, just like this, at this time, Zeke could just turn around and pretty much charge and rout these 2 units. But he's not gonna lose any HoS archers when he could just keep shooting these units to death. There goes the first one, and this one's gonna go down soon, at any time. And of course, Zeke has the skirmish advantage, so he has no reason at this point to engage in a melee fight with the infantry or the cavalry. So as you can see, he's just moving around the map, just keeping his distance from Immortal's army, and just keep doing damage with the HoS archers. Now, the thing with the HoS archers is that there goes the second Greek Cav unit, and now this is the other thing I was going to say about HoS archers. Now that he's cleared the Greek Cav, now he can focus on the main army and either shoot archers or even shoot the companion cav. It's probably not the best of ideas to shoot the royal pikes, since you're probably not going to kill a lot of them, but companions are actually kind of vulnerable to arrows, because if you notice, they have no shields. They just have a very long spear. They have no shield, so they're quite vulnerable to arrows. And if you can get those numbers down, then that's a small advantage you would gain. Your other option, of course, is to go against the archers. But judging by the formation of Immortal's archers, Zeke has the advantage, because you can see his line is far more spread. His archers are in a longer line, which will give me, it will give him the advantage in the archer fight. He's definitely going to gain the upper hand in the long run. So he should be focusing this HoS archers on the cavalry, and I think actually that's what he's doing. The peasants back here just try to serve as a diversion to draw up some missiles from the HoS archers, but Zeke is just going to maneuver around and get his focus back on the main army. Immortal, of course, wants to, he has no reason to kind of engage necessarily. He could actually try to shoot down a little bit, but he's definitely going to be the one who's going to try to look for the infantry fight. This royal pikes could definitely destroy and absolutely rape this heavy spearman, even though the spearmen are gold and the royal pikes are barely 1 upgrade, and one of them has no upgrades. They could still beat this heavy spearman no problem. Not only because of the stats, but this heavy spearmen have terrible morale. Like, they would rout pretty much to anything, and it's really a pain in the ass when you have to rely on those units in some kind of way, because they're probably going to let you down most of the time. So like I said, Immortal just keeps moving forward. The secret here for Immortal is that he has to combine his cavalry with his infantry, unlike Zeke, who could actually pretty much not count on his heavy spearmen to do the job here, because they're probably not going to do a whole lot. They're not going to beat anything, that's for sure, but they could actually pin down some of Macedon's pikes, and that's probably the most they can do for Zeke right now, unless Immortal does something unusual, like trying to charge those. Which, it's not really necessary, because you're just going to lose a few companions for no reason, but these units could just rout by morale or just by getting surrounded. He's going to start with a charge, kind of a fake charge. Now it's a counter charge for Zeke. He's got to be careful not to get caught up between all those pikes. Both just draw back their cavalry, they retreat. Zeke now trying to open the right flank with another charge. And while all this was going on, all this maneuvering with the infantry and the cavalry, you probably noticed in the background that they pretty much killed each other's archers. Zeke completely destroyed the archer line of Macedon with his HoS archers, and Macedon tried to do the same, but since he had heavy cavalry, since he was trying to do that with the companions, he couldn't kind of chase them all over the map, because they were just going to get tired. So he stopped, and now they came back, they rallied. You see, this is what I was talking about. This unit with 27 men just routed. and he was actually being supported, but still they routed. Just heavy spearmen are terrible infantry units. Zeke doing a charge on these Royal Pikemen, head-on charge, but of course he did when the pikes were up. He's not gonna charge against a unit with the pikes now. And now here we're gonna start the fight on their left flank for Zeke. Immortal already routed one of the units, and now here comes the main charge against the infantry line. Here comes the counter charge, and Zeke has to be careful not to lose his general there. Immortal got a pretty good charge, and now it's a counter charge for Zeke. He's gonna get all those cataphracts that he has left in there. Immortal supporting with the infantry, but not getting the pikes down, and there goes the Macedonian general. That could make all the difference in the world. That could really break it for Macedon here. And now there's a charge that get completely raped. This unit of companions went from like 27 men to 5, and that charge against the heavy spearmen. I think he tried to charge through the unit, but he actually ran into the pikes and got completely raped. A whole unit of companions just wiped off in like 2 seconds. Now it would be a good time to get the fire arrows out. Enough damage has been done, and now it's a mass rout. What Zeke needs here. He's making more charges. With his general still alive, he has to be careful not to lose that one. But I think he's got this battle. There's still some pikes from Macedon, but I mean, that's the other thing I was going to say at the beginning of the battle. These pikes had no upgrades, just one upgrade, and one of them no upgrades. I would have definitely taken a 1 pike less, just bring like 4 pikes, but make them gold or gold silver or silver gold. You know, like just 5 or 6 upgrades. I'd rather have that than 5 pikes with almost no upgrades, because you can't rely on those kind of units, especially against cataphracts, who in this kind of matches could eventually end up fighting those units in a melee, you know, just trying to bring them down with the mace. You definitely want those upgrades to help you out. But that was a great game, definitely worth watching. There was a lot of maneuvering and great movements by both players. So that's 1-0 for Zeke. We're gonna go into the second battle, which is just switching of the factions. We're gonna switch factions, and we'll see how that goes. The link is down here below, so you can go watch the next game. See you soon.